Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video here at Tablemon. Thank you so much for tuning in. So as expected, Lugia VSTAR has been dominating the online tournament scene. So far it's competing with Lost Box for the best deck in the format. Lost Box seems to be adapting continually in order to try and counter Lugia VSTAR decks and the rest of the metagame. We've seen Amazing Rare Rayquaza, Amazing Rare Kyogre, Amazing Rare Reshiram, and also Celebrations Kyogre as ways to win in this metagame. And recently we had a Limitless Showdown tournament where Lugia VSTAR got second place, and it was this version of the deck, which is like a heavier, bulkier version of Lugia VSTAR. We have the Tempest Dive attack, of course, and doing 220 damage, Summoning Star to get the archeops into play. And then this list, instead of focusing on Evil Doll, it focuses on Cheren Scare, making Lugia tanky. Although this is where I would question the lack of the V-Guard energy. I feel like that should be or would be very, very crucial to make Lugia VSTAR a little tankier and go along really nicely with the Cheren Scare that we do have two copies of right here. Instead of Evil Doll dealing with VMAX Pokemon, we do have access to Regigigas and Path to the Peaks to shut off Dralton VMAX's ability. We have Serena and Buff, of course, to target down bench Pokemon, but I do feel like Cheren Scare plus Lugia with Oranguru would be really good against decks that can't one KO Lugia VSTAR and single price decks in general, also Regigigas. But let's see this version in action in the ladder. If you're planning on buying any cards from TCG Player, make sure you use our affiliate link right here in the description of our video to help support the channel. It's the best way to do it and it's free. Looking for PTGO codes? Potown Store has all the latest sets and promos instantly delivered to your email. You can use Tablemon code when checking out for 5% off. Card Market is Europe's largest online marketplace for Pokemon cards. Whether you're looking for sealed product or singles, vintage or the latest sets, just follow the link in the description to find what you need. This video is sponsored by the Pokemon TCG deck building website PokemonCard.io. Alright, we won the coin flip, we get to go first, and we have a very good hand. Very good. The double discard of the archeops already. I'm not gonna play though a lot of cards, because if I get Marnie, then that's a lot of resources I've lost, and we are up against a Lugia mirror match. So going first, of course, will be a pretty big advantage. Like I said, the lack of V-Guard energy in this particular list is really outstanding to me. Like, feels very weird. Okay, so in case I get Marnied, I feel like it's worth it to use Oranguru to put the research at the top. Speaking of, alright, so we don't reveal much more than that. I'm gonna play this a little different and use the Aurora energy to discard one Archeops. Perhaps that would have been better. Maybe that was the play. Like, I didn't need the second Lugia in play, right? Like, I was going first. My Lugia is not threatened, as opposed to my opponent's Lugia, which is very threatened at the moment. I don't know. Alright. So they do go for the Read the Wind with the Archeops. Alright, so I get a quick and straightforward knockout. And I get to Path to Peak them as well. So forcing extra resources from my opponent right here. So we're gonna go ahead and Primate Wisdom the path to the very top of the deck. We'll be getting a Choice Belt. Alright, so with this Choice Belt, I think that's gonna go onto the benched Lugia. Alright, so there's the VSTAR, which is pretty fantastic, and there's a Path to Peak, so we'll go ahead and Summoning Star these two friends. And now we get to Path to the Peak my opponent. And we just power up the active, right? No reason not to. The Twin Energy, will that be useful? It could be useful against 4 Charizard, rather. Not against 4 Charizard. I think it's just the 2 captures, honestly. Save the powerfuls for a backup Lugia. No need to commit the archeops just yet. We'll just go for a Tempest Dive. Obviously not discarding the Stadium. That would be silly of me playing that down to spell my opponent and then immediately countering it or discarding it. That would be very, very silly. Alright. So what happens now? How does my opponent respond to this? I really think 1 V-Guard energy or 2 would be really good in this deck in particular. And there we go. Yeah. Quick, simple, win the coin flip, but also the path to the peak just gives you an even further advantage, which is fantastic. On to the next one. Alright, we're going first once again. This time around, though, our end is not quite as good. However, that quick ball certainly helps compensate for that. So as long as we have access to Lumidian, which we do, that's pretty nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and bench the Charizard now, since I do have all 3 of my Aurora energies in my hand for some reason. And we're gonna go ahead and... The odds of starting with all copies of the same card that you play in your hand, very low. But here we are. And it could just go quick ball for Marty, right? Well, quick ball for Lumidian. For Marty. So we do see a Lost Vacuum or a Lugia here. So another Lugia mirror match. There we see Lugia. There's Charizard. There's Serena. There's Evolution Incense. Archeops. Okay. Alright, so Regigigas is certainly not going to be useful here. I reckon this is the part where I'm just gonna research. I don't see any reason why not. And hope for the best, honestly. There's not much else I can do at this point. Let's go ahead and attach the energy. And let's go research. Alright, so did not any Ultra Ball or Archeops or anything would have been really good. Oh, I got both doubled. Okay. I'm dead if my Lugia goes down, but I have to do this. Wow, what? Like, I could have considered using my Summoning Star to get 1 Archeops and then attach the Ultra and start attacking, because I had the path to peak that maybe delayed my opponent, gave me a shot, whatever, but... I guess I should have stopped. I had the quick ball. I should have grabbed another Lugia VSTAR. I mean, another Lugia V. I got, basically overwhelmed by my by the double turbo. All right, another Serena, which is underwhelming. So off of that, they need specifically a counter Stadium and a Lugia VSTAR, which doesn't seem super likely, right? So this might have been a big enough delay to where we are in a good spot. Hopefully. That would be the dream, right? I mean, the fact that my opponent's taking so long means they're either really analyzing and going through what they can do with this hand, or they're not having a great time. And that does signify that they're not having a great time. Okay, that's a really good top deck. Now I can grab my Pumpkaboo or Rooney. Very nice. Oh, but the Pumpkaboo means I can't get another Lugia in play. And that's probably not great. But there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I can't not, you know? Best case scenario, I can find to another path to a peak after this research. So sure, let's attach you. Let's attach you. And might as well then, right? Since I'm gonna lose all these cards anyways, I'll grab another archeops, definitely useless card. And then we will go ahead and we'll turbo one powerful. Not really a play, no, I think it's just one capture right here. And then I generally think I'm gonna go twin just to thin it onto the Charizard in case I get like responded to. And then, well, research, please give me a path. Yes, all right, that's what we're hoping for right here. Then we go Tempest Dive. All right, so the paths could end up being the key right here to winning this match, which is really outstanding. And I guess the paths also help against Route of next, so it's a win-win. And I already have their, like, if my opponent counters the path to allow them to use their V-Star and get Archeops, then I have the immediate counter with the Charizard, which would be pretty good. Yeah, it keeps my momentum. And then there's a Pumpkaboo, and then by benching the Lugia, then I threaten with both of them. So as long as I don't whiff any more attacks, I win the game, right? I win the game. Imagine if this capture was a V-Guard energy. That would really force my opponent to overcommit on their sources. If it was a V-Guard energy, I 100% think this deck needs V-Guard energy. There's no way you don't play V-Guard energy in this. Alright, only one Archeops, so that's gonna put a big dent on my opponent's plans. Could also mean my Lugia survives if they're not holding specifically a powerful energy in their hand. And if my Lugia survives, it's 100% game over. And there we go. So yeah, not bad. I'll try one more. All right, so I actually won the coin flip. I mean, lost the coin flip, and my opponent chose to go second, which is very peculiar. Not the best hand, that's for sure. Not very conducive to a turn to Lugia attack, but it is what it is. Probably gonna go ahead and Marnie to put those powerful energies back into the deck, which means I'll most likely be delayed a turn. But that's okay. Yeah, that is generally okay. Best thing to happen here would be not getting attacked on turn 1. But yeah, like my opponent choosing to go second is a big mistake. A big mistake. There is not a single deck in the metagame that that warrants choosing to go second. And I feel like, what other cards could they have possibly found of the Colress that it merited 2 Mirage Gates into loss? I am like, already the decision to go second is questionable, and now this, it's not looking good for my opponent so far in terms of the decision making. All right. One card off. Like, if your goal is turn 1 attack, like, I understand the appeal of that, but if you go first, you just get to do the same thing before your opponent evolves. Like, it's really, it baffles me. Alright, I don't expect my to get to 7 cards, right? In the lost zone to knock out my Lugia next turn, so we're just gonna go ahead and Marty. Possibly play Path to a Peak if I find it. Okay. I'm gonna play the Path to a Peak if I have access to Pokemon, which I do. Okay. So I'll put it in my hand. I'll go ahead and play the Path to Peak. And I'll go ahead and read the wind, discarding the Aurora energy. Alright. Now that's what I call a good hand. Now I get to bench the Punkawood, discard the Path, Evolution Instance for another Archeops, quick ball away. That one of the Archeops is for Luminion, attach energy, research with Luminion, and hopefully get to the Lugia. And once again, if I had a V-Guard energy, Giratina VSTAR would not be any sort of threat. Alright, my stadium does get removed. That's 5 cards that lost already for my opponent. 1, 2, 3, 5, yep. So now they need V-Star, Switching Card, Colress, and Mirage Gate. That's a big ask with 2 Mirage Gates in the lost zone already. It's possible, not super likely. So I did take a risk by doing this, but I think it was an okay risk. Alright, there's the damage off the Cramorant. Completely fine. Not happy that I'm losing the powerful energies, but it is what it is. Alright, no longer interested in the Path to the Peak at all, basically. Certainly can't play it here. And I'm gonna lose a powerful energy anyways. I do have 2 more, and I do have the choice belts for a further Lugia. So, yeah, just research here. And whiff. Okay. I just whiffed big time. I literally just whiffed 3 Lugias, 3 instances, and 4 Ultra Volts, and a draw supporter for next. Okay, deck. What? Alright. So not the best start because I don't have a Lugia. Wait, bench one. Seems like we're up against the mirror match. And this really sucks. You know, the advantage that I have going first is now completely gone. Because I didn't get to bench a Lugia on turn 1, despite playing 4 Lugias, 4 Quick Balls, 4 Ultra Balls, and 3 Capture Energy. It is what it is, right? Not much you can do about it. Alright, so we see a Professor Burnett right off the bat. Wait, isn't it 3? Oh, it's 2. I thought it was 3 cards for some reason. Seems like my opponent also doesn't have a Lugia to bench, so that puts the advantage back on us, which I appreciate. So we are both silly Lugia decks. My opponent is worse though, because they clearly don't have a draw supporter, as they went second, whereas I do. So my delay is only until this turn. My opponent doesn't do something this turn, then the game is over. And this will be the 4th game where I don't get to play more than 2 turns, basically. And there it is. Okay, let's try one more, see if we can get one post game. Alright, now we're going second. And we have a decent-ish hand. We're up against some sort of Arceus deck. Presumably Arceus or Alpha, right? That's usually the norm here. So let's go ahead and check to see if the Luminion is there. It is. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna Ultra Ball away both of these for a backup Lugia just in case I do go down. And then we're gonna go ahead and Quick Ball away the Dunsparce for Luminion. And honestly, I need to keep the path available to me in case it is Duraludon VMAX, right? I do need that available, so we're just gonna go ahead and Marty. And we're pretty set. Yeah, we are pretty set for next turn. Even more so with this hand in particular. I'm not gonna attach this energy because this energy could be useful for Regigigas, though I don't have a way to find Regigigas anyways next turn. But maybe I should attach it and just draw, right? Yeah. Let's go for it. All right. Looking really good at this point. I have the knockout. We see a grass energy, so never mind. Could be Regidrago. I mean, it could be Regidrago or Giratina as the partners. I'm going to guess Regidrago. I'm not exactly sure. There's the good drum. So seeing Goodra Grass Energy 100% confirms Regidrago VSTAR. Hopefully this match ends up being a good one this time around. My opponent's off to a good start for sure. So Regigigas is no longer a valid Pokemon for me to use or care about. I wish I had Evil Doll, that's for sure. To bypass the Goodra VSTAR attack that my opponent will most likely use at some point. There it is. Okay, so with this information that I currently have, and based off the fact that Regidrago V is actually much more threatening because of the Goodra damage reduction, like it's just more annoying to KO. I feel like this turn might be a boss KO Regidrago turn. In fact, I think that's gonna be it. And that does mean, let's establish the archeops. Let's go ahead and capture energy for and I do have the Ultra. Just be another Lugia, honestly. Yeah. So I'm giving up on this dude, but that's okay. So let's go Primal Turbo. One double turbo, one powerful. Nullify each other. Lets me take the KO no problem without using the choice belt. Or yeah, I think that's fine. And then meh. But yeah, that was probably not good. Never mind. That was most likely not good. Okay, then I'll go this. Just load up one of the Lugias, which I will be evolving it here. Keeping that Ultra Ball available. Boss. Then we go Tempest Dive. Take the KO. So far, so good. Yeah, I should not have done that, really. That was very silly of me. It should have just been one of the Auroras. And a capture. That would have been a much better choice, I feel. So now, I took the initiative, I took 2 prizes, they're about to take the prizes, and I'll take 2 more prizes, and then hopefully the game will be over, and I will continue to say V-Guard energy would be fantastic in this spot, purely because it would prevent a follow-up KO from a Regidrago VSTAR copying Giratina VSTAR's damage. We do see Radiant Gardevoir. but I can hit 310 with my other powerful and the choice belt. So I am able to one-shot this Arceus VSTAR. They do put back the Regidrago VSTAR, and they are able to find it. But I should hopefully be far enough ahead to where if they KO me with Giratina V-Star's attack, then they're not using Goodra. And if they're using Goodra, then they're not KOing me, and I can just hit them for a lot of damage and then follow up for the KO. So it's a win-win. It is realistically a win-win. So would it have been worth it to just retreat the active and use a brand new Lugia V-Star? That's another question that I think the answer to would be yes. But too little too late. Alright, let's keep the captures just in case. And then this is enough for a KO. I do want to evolve here. And let's go ahead and establish the Charizard already. Because why not? I'm hitting for exactly 310 damage, which is fantastic. You know what? Let's power up the Charizard already. With these two. Yeah. Alrighty. There's the research. There's the belt. Should I keep that belt? No. I mean, yes. And let's go ahead and Tempest Dive. Take the KO for perfect numbers. Take the prize cards, and like I said, my opponent is in a conundrum where if they decrease the damage with Goodra's attack, then I can just attack them twice and win the game. If they one-hit KO me through using Giratina's attack, then Radiant Charizard gets the win, and that's it. Yeah, Lugia is too good. Lugia is actually just way too good. It's insane. Lugia being this good should not be legal. Alright. So there's the Regidrago. Another issue what my opponent would have is, like, if they do want to KO me here, then they're one energy short to even being able to attack next turn, which is a big deal. So yeah, they go for the KO, which is perfectly fine. And now my Charizard can and will want the other Regidrago V-Star. Maybe they're thinking, oh, but I reduced 20 damage, but no. This reduces damage from Pokemon V, not from a Radiant Pokemon, or not from Rulebox Pokemon. So there we have it. Yeah. Unwinnable scenarios for my opponent. Lugia V-Star is completely broken. The best deck in the format by far in how it can adapt and how powerful it is and how it just deals with every single threat out there. So yeah, we'll have to see how dominant this card is in the next few tournaments and how that translates to the metagame, adapting and counters. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.